All right, guys. Happy Hump Day. Today is Wednesday. I was gonna say January. It's June. Oh my God, it's June. This year is flying. June 4th, 2025. This year is flying. Man, it's going so fast. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I am just leaving a client's grow. Just did a quick delivery, small delivery, and headed back to the shop. These morning deliveries before our retail hours open helps up. It helps open up the day for other stuff where do the deliveries in the morning while the shop is closed, and then get to the shop and open it up. Yeah, so it's like extending our hours but not extending our hours, because with a brick and mortar shop, someone has to be at the actual location during set hours of operations. So with us running a lean crew, making exceptions of doing deliveries before we open, it makes a big difference, especially if it's close by, less than 20 minutes away. It's feasible. If it's like an hour away, then that's a whole different story. Then more logistics and planning needs to go into that. But yeah. Anyways, the goal for today is to mount that, it is mounting, but we're gonna weld that uni strut onto the trailer and then mount the tongue box onto the trailer, then load up all the chains and bindings in there. So it's nothing spectacular, nothing grand, just a little DIY project. I've cut up the box. I still could return the tongue box, and I'm on the fence. I'm 60% keeping it, 40% hesitant. But that's why I'm looking forward to just mounting it, because once I mount it, it's mounted, and that's done. I do have commitment issues. That's why it's like, do I do this? Do I do that? Wishy-washy. On the fence about a lot of things, but once I commit, I commit. So that's that. A larger tongue box, like I said, does cost more, but it allows me to keep all the bindings, chains, battery, and whatever component comes with that, like the controller for the winch. That's, with a larger tongue box, it's all there. One box to worry about. With a separate battery enclosure, separate battery box, I have to mount the box. Now, I'm still running the wiring into the tongue box, the inverter and all that, and whatever other component is required for the battery. I mentioned inverter because I plan on adding a solar panel to the tongue box or to the trailer, and that's because I'm not gonna be operating this trailer 24/7. It's only gonna be used when it's operated or rented out, and even then, will the renter use the hitch? They may not. They may. Not everyone's gonna need a winch to. I said hitch, but not everyone's gonna need to use a winch when they rent out the trailer. Which is also a reason why I'm like, let me just rent this out and make some money, then get that winch. But I digress. So with solar panel, it's gonna help keep the battery charged while it's not in use, and that's the biggest thing, because the battery is a couple hundred. Oh, it's not a couple. For my truck, it's a couple $100, but for the winch, it's not going to cost that much. It's going to be a marine grade battery, but it won't be too much. So that's the plan for the day. Just a simple weld, and that's it. Yeah, I gotta get it done quick because the trailer is blocking the. It's not the entrance, but it's blocking the bay door to the warehouse. So if anyone needs to, load up at that location, I'm gonna have to move the trailer. So I gotta make this real quick. So, will you guys see footage of me doing some quick welding? Maybe, maybe not. It's gonna take me. I'm fucking slow. Old people fuck faster than me. I'm slow. In my head, it should be a 15-minute project. Just cut the uni strut. I wish I had a plasma cutter, but I don't. So it's just gonna be a grinder. Cut to length, then weld to the trailer. I do need to strip a bit and then paint it. And once it's painted, do drill holes, pilot holes, and then so I got to drill some pilot holes into the thing, and then my box. So yeah, once I got that unit strip welded, painted, drill some holes, and put the tongue box. This video is like 8 minutes long of me just rambling on. It shouldn't be that long. Anyways, yeah. So bye, because this is too damn long. It's fucking hot. What a bad idea.
Whoa.
Why are you looking at it? So we got the holes drilled out. I didn't know it didn't come with any fasteners, so luckily I got these rubber gaskets. I got these odds and ends washers. I don't know if these bolts are, if these washers are good enough. They should be. I got these. They don't want to connect. There we go. So yeah, let's see. Perfect. Good. Yeah. Slide this in between the tongue box and the trailer. It's funny I have these, and the instructions actually called for rubber bushing. So yeah. Progress, slow, almost done. I actually have these nylon washers, so that's what I'm going to use. That and some blue Loctite, or yeah, Loctite. or off-brand, whatever. Alright, so we got a wheel chock, 4 binders, 4 sets of chains, and actually, sorry, I got a lot of room in here where I could still put a battery in here. It's a lot of room, and what I could do is just make a divider so all the chains stay on one side and then the battery on this side. Dang. Now I might actually move that guy to the side, to the middle, because we still could, even if the handle's there, we still could access the locks easily. But we'll see. I still gotta fit a spare tire also, which we could still mount like right here. Options are good to have. Yeah, anyways, that's done. Time to clean up the shop. I'm using trailer tomorrow, so yeah. Our first big board project with welding. Pretty good. And it could support my weight. Sorry, I got bad knees. So we got that, and me. So that's a lot of weight. 180 pounds plus those. So my brother gave me the advice. So another day. So my brother gave me the advice on how to check. So my brother, who's welded before a lot, gave me the advice on how to check if a weld would hold. So my brother gave me the advice. So my brother gave me the tip on how to check if a weld will hold or not, and that is by hitting it with a hammer. So I have a hammer. I'm just being lazy and I don't want to run in the back and grab a hammer. I have this sledgehammer. It is a hammer. So I'm gonna give that a go. There's that, and okay, it holds. That's good enough. Good enough for me. Okay, it holds. So, as you guys saw, I left the shop today with the trailer in tow. The goal for today was to go pick up a tractor from one of my clients. And the reason is because that client is no longer growing, and they have a tractor at their farm that they are no longer using. And new management, new ownership of the grow does not need or want the tractor. So I was going to go and pick it up today and hold it at my shop to sell for consignment. Since the grow is an hour and a half away from the shop, so they don't have a lot of people at their grow, and they actually are not at the grow. They are at another state, back home. And wow, there was a car on the side of the road missing a tire. That was interesting. But yeah, so they live an hour and a half, or the grow is an hour and a half from my shop, and it's better to have the tractor at my shop. That way, it has more eyes on it to sell. You know, it's easier to be marketed and for people to check it out. So the goal was to pick it up today, and yeah, so I got to the grow. I have access to the gate and facilities. But when I got there, I couldn't find the keys to the tractor anywhere. And I reached out to the new owner, and they said the key, since you cannot find it, is probably with the contractor that's working at the shop that's fixing up the place. And lo and behold, it is with a contractor, but the contractor cannot get to the grow for another day or two. So, yeah. Drove out there and came back empty-handed. It's my fault. Miscommunications, expectations. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the week. That is the project. I was hoping to end this video with stuff on the trailer in tow. Nice 45 horsepower subcompact Kabuto tractor. Well, it is what it is. You guys have a great week. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. Almost the weekend. Almost time for open houses. Yay.